Beaver After Dark is not for all audiences. It will be dealing with adult topics and adult situations. Each host will be giving an opinion and is in no means an expert. Listener discretion is advised. Yes, we're back. But I am lying because I told you that we would all be together. But Rusty, well, apparently he has not recovered from his transitional surgery yet, so he's still on the mend. And Erica, I'm not sure where she is. She is MIA. I don't know if she's still continuing her game of Does It Fit from around the world, but here we are. So I am joined tonight by Professor OnlyFans, the master of the Urban Dictionary, Rob Ertz, and of course there's me, Beaver. We were not here the last week or two. I don't remember how long it's been. I had some personal issues I was dealing with, and last week I got poison on my eyelids. Not even sure how I got it there, but my eyes puffed up. It looked like I was at a P. Diddy party. So,
okay, wait. That's the Yankee way of saying it. You can't just say poison. It sounds like you got random poison in your eye. You know, she got poison ivy.
So in my area, when you say poison, it is automatically assumed it's poison ivy. If you have other sorts of poisons, that's when you say poison oak, poison whatever. So poison ivy is what I had, and it was everywhere. I mean, it was eyelids, it was all over my face, it was on my arms, it was on my butt, it was on my stomach. I don't even know how the hell I got it everywhere. But I am on the mend thanks to prednisone, which, you know, hey, it all worked out and it's all good in the end. Thanks for joining us, Sparkly Girl. I love our Sparkly Girl. So tonight, our topic is penis stew. So I guess let's just talk about that.
I don't know about that. That sounds painful.
Would you try it?
No.
Okay. Does eating penis stew make you gay if you're a guy?
Eating anything with a pecker in it makes you gay, period.
Okay. All right. A Brazilian woman accused of hacking off her husband's penis and cooking it in a bean stew after killing him has been arrested. I guess she just wanted to keep one piece of him with her forever, and that was the piece she chose. The woman in Western Brazil is said to have added part of her husband's sex organs to the meal and eating it after ending his life in a revenge attack when she caught him. What did she catch him doing? Because I know that you did not read the articles. What do you think? What do you think? And the audience can answer too. What do you think that he did that was so horrible that she killed him and cut off his pecker?
See, you know, that's a hard thing to decide, but I'm gonna go the easy route and say she caught him watching porn.
You read the article.
I did not.
That's exactly why.
I mean, the only reason to kill anybody usually would be cheating, but I figure crazy people, because my ex-mother-in-law left a guy because she caught him watching porn.
Mm-hmm. He was,
and she was like, how did he think that made me feel? And I was like, maybe like you wasn't doing your job, you know.
Right. Police believe the woman acted out of jealousy and rage. Do you think? It's like, honey, I love you. Dead. Cut. No, nobody does that out of jealousy.
At least she killed him first.
Well, we don't know though.
I hope so.
Detectives have said that they found the dead man's body minus his private parts near the couple's home after relatives reported him missing. His wife confessed to her crime during questioning. It is not clear if she was the only person who tried the stew she cooked or if others ate it unaware of the ingredients.
Oh shit.
And now this is apparently something that must happen in Brazil. Like, I don't know if it's a symbolic thing that they're doing, but there's a comment in here that says this crime comes after a Brazilian pensioner was arrested after confessing to removing and eating a man's heart and genitals.
So maybe it's like some kind of custom thing. If you're gonna kill them, then you got to eat parts. So
yeah, because you ain't having sex in the afterlife.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a heart and genitals.
Now, so in the second one, it says that they discovered that he was a child abuser. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that one.
You're a kid. You deserve to lose your dick and your life. So
But
that's
I still hope she killed him first. Should nobody have to have their wiener chopped off? That's terrible.
If you're touching children or abusing children, I don't give a shit if you were alive or dead. If you're watching porn, that's a little bit excessive. So we're gonna let that one.
Now, Beaver, we both know what kind of sick motherfucker I am. And right. I'm here to tell you right now that cutting off a man's pee-pee is not right. Absolutely not.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Especially while he's awake.
I'm not. I'd see. It depends. It depends on what it is. I think I'm okay with it, depending on why they're doing it. Like abusing children. Okay.
I don't know. No.
I'm saying chop it off and shove it in his mouth. Better yet, chop it off and shove it up his ass. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
There you go. See, I don't want to eat stew. Ew.
Right. Okay, that's
I mean,
better.
I'll try new things, but I'm not. So yeah, wait. So you're okay if it gets chopped off and shoved up his butt, but you're not.
Okay. I mean, at that point, you were creative about it. I mean,
how else is somebody going to choke on a bag of dicks unless you be cutting off dicks? They don't have to. Okay, well, there you go. Speaking of penis, there is this huge push for Ozempic right now. People are using it for weight loss. It was originally designed as a medication for people who have diabetes, but because of people having a decreased hunger and losing a ton of weight, there's a lot of people using Ozempic right now. But did you know that they are saying now that Ozempic could contribute to increased penis size? That's what one study in England is saying, the UK. As the average penis size in the UK continues to rise, I see what they did there, experts have suggested that Ozempic could be contributing to the growth. Between 2022 and 2024, the average size of a British penis has increased by 0.46 inches, from 5.17 inches to 5.63. But why? A new study has revealed that UK currently ranks 8th in the world for the biggest penis growth in the space of 2 years. The data suggests that it was Venezuelans that came out on top and saw the biggest growth to their penises over the 2-year period, which is a 1.42 inch increase. Wow. All right. Experts have suggested that type 2 diabetes drug Ozempic, which some people have also been using for weight loss, could be contributing to the rising size of a penis. But why? Why does Ozempic affect penis size? Well, speaking to diabetes.co.uk, Dr. Richard Viney says, men's penises shorten as they get older due to increasing body fat and increasing prostate size, drawing the penis back into the body. I thought they were just in the pool. No?
Well,
it is theoretically possible new drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy, which are used to treat diabetes and obesity respectively, can cause people to lose weight, which could be a factor. Also, men who lose weight, their penis appears larger. However, it's important to remember that medically and generally, penis size doesn't matter. Yes, penis size does matter.
Wait, Okay, so what he's saying is these fat motherfuckers is losing weight. They're seeing more of their dick. It's not that it's actually getting bigger. It just looks bigger. And the same thing happened to me when I lost 150 pounds. So, I mean, I thought I was going to be able to do porn by the end of it. That was not the case, most unfortunately. However, I don't know, man. That's what he's saying. So no, it is not increasing your penis size. If anything, it might decrease the fat around it, which will make it appear bigger, and the blood flow.
Right. It's just exposing what's already there. It's no longer hiding.
Exactly.
Yes, Jamie, it does have to do with the weight loss. But yeah, it's quite an interesting how they phrase the article just to get people to start reading it. And, I know like men are always obsessed with the size of their penis. So I figured it would be a good topic to discuss.
Well, what it is, like for every 15 or 20 pounds, you lose 25 pounds, depending on how big you are. That little triangle is right above your genitals. I call it a kangaroo pouch. I don't know what they really call it. But however, that's where all that fat is. And once you're losing that, sure, your penis looks bigger.
Right? We're going to go from penis weight loss to marriage weight loss. Now, this video I saw, and I'm just going to present it. It's actually on a podcast. I can't remember the name, but it'll be on the screen when I share it. This is disturbing, but I'm going to play it and we'll discuss, okay?
Action until I lose weight. Husband and I have been married for about...
Hold on.
Husband, 24 male, is withholding my 23 female satisfaction until I lose weight. Husband and I have been married for about 9 months after dating for 2 years. We waited until marriage for mostly due to his religious beliefs. We were both excited for a honeymoon, but unfortunately things took a turn when he ended up unhappy with how I looked naked. Now, keep in mind, I am 5'6", and at the time was 135 pounds, a very healthy weight.
Okay, Robert, you marry a girl. She's 5'6" and 135 pounds. Too fat or not fat enough?
I married her. So
you don't care, right?
Why the fuck do I care?
So here's the thing. I mean, I know some people wait for marriage and that's perfectly fine, but you can't wait. This just gets worse.
Although I was not medically overweight, he said my stomach and thighs were too chunky and requested I lose 20 pounds before we have again.
Before we have sex again. They keep cutting out the word sex. Just a heads up.
And to wear very flattering clothes, so I guess my issues weren't noticeable when dressed. In the meantime, he has been requesting pretty much every day with, of course, no reciprocity.
So what he's requesting every day, obviously, is a blowjob. Stop doing it.
Absolutely.
Sorry. If there's no reciprocity and he thinks that you are repulsive, I would tell him to, I would rip his dick off and shove it up his butt, and then I would divorce him. That's just the way it's going to go.
And if there ever was a hashtag this text country situation, this is it.
5'6" and 135 pounds is a good looking woman. You know what I mean? Like I wish I could weigh 135. I could weigh 135 pounds if I went back to my strict no alcohol, no soda, no junk food, no sugar diet. But I was dying on the inside for chocolate cake. But yeah, I mean, 135 pounds and 5'6", she's pretty skinny already. So he's just an asshole. And maybe he's just gay. And instead of just coming out as gay, he just keeps demanding blowjobs and pretending it's a guy going down.
That's possible.
There's no way.
I agree with J May. This guy's a loser.
Yeah. Thank you, J May. Thank you. He is very much a loser. But wait, there's more.
Of any kind or even affection. Since then, I've been working so hard to lose weight, but my husband still isn't happy enough with my appearance and accuses me of not trying hard enough. In the meantime, I'm hungry and grumpy from losing weight. If not for my husband, I would much rather be at my previous healthy weight and be able to enjoy a burger or a cupcake now and then. I'm afraid I'm falling out of love with him after being treated this way.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done with that. Because you're falling out of love with him. I don't think he's ever truly loved you. And the fact that you're willing to go that distance to try to lose all that weight and giving him blowjobs, and he's not giving you any affection in the back? No, he is doing this as a control mechanism.
Oh
That's
yeah.
exactly what he's doing. He is so about controlling her. It's not about her happiness. It's about her pleasing him and being in total control of him.
Oh yeah. Once he put a ring on it, it sounds like she became property.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I agree with J May on that too. He's got her mind fucked already because she's trying as hard as she can, and he's still telling her she's not good enough.
Yeah, and here's the thing. She's never going to be good enough for him. And this is where she needs to be like, you know what? It was a mistake. I'm going to go out. I'm going to get a cheeseburger. And then I'm going to go find some guy and fuck him. And that's how it's going to be.
Right.
Robert, just text country. Country will have fun with you. No, he can't. He's married. But just text country. He'll find you a single guy.
I can do that. I can kick his ass, whatever.
And then, and then that too.
Being a douche.
What she needs to push back. She needs to have balls, and she needs to push back, and she needs to be like, listen, this isn't going to happen. The marriage is about both of us, and this is what I don't like about you. You need to change it. You need to make more money. She would come up with something totally outlandish just because,
Yeah, I agree.
That was just absolutely.
That's fucked.
Uh-huh. Speaking of fucked up, there was a woman, 24-year-old, who set her friend on fire after dumping gas on said friend. What do you think said friend, who was male, did to be doused in petrol, gasoline, and lit on fire? What do you think he did to her?
Oh, so she set him on fire?
She set him on fire. So they
were friends?
They were partying, and somebody said something, or somebody did something, and this girl got so angry, she dumped
gas and
lit him on fire. What do you think? What do you think happened?
Somebody called her a whore.
Nope. Anybody in the room guessing? Nope.
No, I mean, my serious answer is and it's sick, but it's the world we live in, some form of date rape, I'm assuming.
No, not at all. Nothing even that bad.
God damn.
They were having a conversation, and he made a comment that she should, quote unquote, stay in the kitchen making scones.
Oh, shit.
If she could not handle drinking with the boys, which sent her into a rage. She grabbed a gallon of gasoline from the garage and doused him with the flammable substance, waving a lighter at him.
Holy shit.
He ended up touching the lighter for whatever reason. I don't know if he was trying to get it away from her or whatever. He has sustained burns to 55% of his body and had some of his sweat glands burned off. He was put into a medically induced coma for 8 days after the attack. He had 10 operations and spent 74 days in a burn unit. All because she was not happy with his misogynistic comment that she should stay in the kitchen making scones if she couldn't drink with the boys.
See, fellers, this is what I've been trying to tell you. That's the crazy bitch you want right there. Life is never dull when you might get stabbed. I'm just saying.
Now, is she hot? Okay.
That was my question that was coming. Yes. Is she hot? Damn, that bitch looks super crazy.
Right?
Look at them eyes. That's an accident looking for a place to happen. I would marry her at the courthouse immediately.
Oh my God.
Like, first date. Like, bitch, you want to get married? Give her a new knife for our honeymoon and shit. It'd be great.
You're just looking to have your dick cut off and make pecker stew. What the hell?
No, not the pee-pee. We can't do that. No. Shit, man. Why you always going back to that?
Well, I mean, it is the show title, so I mean, but I guess insulting someone, she thought it was too misogynistic, and that was it. And she really went crazy. She got a touch of the crazy, a little bit touch of the crazy. So I think we're going to move on to our segment with Rob Ertz.
All right.
That is disgusting.
You are one sick puppy.
It is now time for Robert's Urban Dictionary of the Week.
All right. And this week's Urban Dictionary of the Week is alligator fuckhouse. You heard that right. Alligator fuckhouse.
Wow.
It's not as wild as it sounds, believe it or not. So the alligator fuckhouse is when you're having sex, one of the participants bites the neck of the other whilst having an orgasm. The person biting then locks their jaw onto the neck of their partner like an alligator.
I don't want anybody biting my neck, though.
Not like that. If a bitch bites me like that, I've never hit a woman in my life, and I'm proud of that. But I will punch that motherfucker right in the forehead.
Right?
No.
Excuse me. I can't. What are you doing? What are you doing? Who does that? Nobody does that.
Exactly. Well, I mean, most of these things really are made up.
I know, but who even has the weird mental capacity to come? Oh, wait, we talked to you. So yes, you have the mental capacity to come up with shit like that.
I think this was more sort of actually invented in a movie called 40-Year-Old Virgin. There's a little Indian guy that works in the store, and they were talking about sex, and he was talking about because you want too much, like the alligator fuckhouse, and he was naming off all these things.
Oh my gosh.
So.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but the only thing I remember from that movie is when they have the they do the where they peel this, they were trying to take his hair off, they wax him. Jesus, I couldn't even think of the word.
Oh, yeah. That was funny as hell when they had him on the table waxing him. All the shit he was saying to that little girl.
J-May, are you talking about the stew? Are you talking about
the alligator fuckhouse?
Or are you talking about setting someone on fire?
I could see J-May being a biter. I bet she is.
Oh my gosh.
She probably even bites people when she's fighting too. But you know what? The only motherfucker fighting fair is the motherfucker that lost. So I'm just saying.
All right. I have this video is actually for Erica, but since she's not here, hopefully she'll go back and watch this because this is nope, not this one. It's this one. Alligator fuckhouse. I'm absolutely a biter. Thank you, J-May. Things I wanted to know about you for 200. All right. This video right here. Are you ready? I don't know how loud it's going to be, so I'm going to turn that down a little bit. But are you ready?
Yeah.
Take me. Hey, chill. I just hit you again. What the you do about it?
Tell you what's gonna happen. For the first time,
So this guy is like in a wheelchair. And
he's trying
and he's like running his electric wheelchair into the cop. Okay, it's a good one.
are seeing body camera video when Miami-Dade police say they were assaulted by a quadriplegic man. A case so unusual, even the judge at first appearance seems surprised.
I have truly never seen a case like this.
It happened May 1st. Police were called to the Southwest Miami-Dade home of Brian Amastha, also known as El Valiente, his stage name when he's performing music. According to the report, Amastha and his mother, seen here in red, were involved in an argument. But when mom is put in handcuffs, this happens.
Nah, bro, don't fucking do that.
Brian,
No,
hey,
man.
stop hitting me with the
No,
chair,
man,
Brian.
stop doing
That's a
that.
battery on
You just said
When we interviewed Amastha back then, he told us this.
They claimed that I hit them with my wheelchair.
Did you?
I absolutely did not.
The report stated that you spit at an officer.
Right. So I suffer from acid reflux, so I normally spit. And I
You do not spit with acid reflux, okay? I have acid reflux. I have never spit at somebody in my entire life.
Hell yeah, little buddy. Defense, defense, defense. Let's roll on.
like the totally different direction.
But this is the video.
You want to listen or not?
Amastha also told us he felt humiliated during his arrest
are you laughing at me, bro?
because he was separated from his motorized wheelchair, which he says was damaged when it was put on a flatbed. You see one officer appearing to text someone, joking that they were going to put him on the tow truck.
Oh, shit.
Officers later seen inspecting their legs. Amastha charged with 2 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer.
So here's the thing. I don't care that they said that they were going to put him on a stretcher or whatever, because the kid, he's in a fucking wheelchair. He's a paraplegic and he's ramming it into cops. And he's like, "What you going to do? I'm going to tilt you off your fucking wheelchair, you little fucking weirdo."
I love him. You know, I mean, that's just fucking awesome. Talk shit to the end. Take my mama to jail. Not this baby boy, motherfucker.
Okay, so here's the thing. Let's actually look at this though. So he was having a fight with his mom. How did the cops get there? Somebody called them.
Somebody called him. Yeah,
Was it
you're
the mom,
right.
or was it him?
Probably
if
one of the
he-
neighbors,
and if
depending
he
on how
called
bad the
the
fight
cop-
was.
And here's the thing. If you have a son who's living with you that's an asshole like that, you just tip him out of his fucking wheelchair. Then he's gonna beg you for help, okay? And then you'd be like, "Are you gonna apologize? Are you gonna treat me better? All right, then I'll help you back in. Otherwise, you're gonna fucking lay there until I feel like putting you back in your wheelchair."
Y'all heard it here, folks. Beaver's kicking over paraplegic folks in public. When they get a little attitude, she just kicks them over. What about that now, creepy? And just walks off. That's fucked up, Beaver. Damn.
But seriously, he has such a big attitude for someone who can't move around without his wheelchair.
Hey, they was gonna take his mom to jail. I mean, who's
Because
gonna take? Wait.
somebody called the police.
Okay, but he went straight up into that. Wasn't, you ain't taking my mom to jail. That was fear. I bet he don't have nobody else to take care of him.
Because he's probably an asshole.
Well, he's famous. It's okay. You can be an asshole, but obviously he ain't that famous because look at where he's living. Poor little feller.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say.
need to get him a new wheelchair too. That little joking shit that the police done, that's unacceptable. Fuck them motherfuckers.
No way. I thought it was great.
No.
I honestly don't see anything wrong with it. We're
Fuck
gonna
the
put him on the back of that. Fuck that. Do it. Drive him around.
I will never not
That's
root
a
for the
purple walk.
bad guy.
That's a perp walk, okay? When he can't walk.
They loaded the little guy's wheelchair on a flatbed.
I know, right? Like you couldn't just put that in the back of a van or something. That's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, moving on to things you should never try. This is
Wait
what?
1 second though. Let's stop and think about that. What happens to that wheelchair? Did they impound it?
I don't know.
I mean, he might have like $1,000 worth of fines. His wheelchair might be sitting out in a yard right now in the rain because he ain't got money. So he's just rolling around in an old. He can't even roll.
I would have to think that something that's medically needed like that they can't put out in an impound yard, and I think that they would almost have to give it back to him. He seemed to have it in court anyway when he was showing in court later. So
I'm gonna start an inquiry I'm gonna figure out where that was. I'm gonna call and ask. But hey, motherfuckers, did y'all give him back his wheelchair?
Well, you're gonna have to find out, won't you?
I will.
All right. Well, he seems to have it because he had it in court, it looked like. So, all right. Now, things you should never, ever do. I don't care if you're at home or somewhere else. Never, ever try this. Okay. Do you want to see it again?
Yeah. That was great.
I like freaking cringed when I saw this. I'm like literally like,
He's an idiot.
That's it. One more time for those who aren't watching. Okay, so for those of you who are only listening to the podcast, and I know I'm bad about uploading just the audio version, there is a guy leaning off of a concrete wall onto a bottle of like a glass bottle of beer, and there's 2 cement blocks, and he's got like plastic plates that he's trying to do push-ups.
That's a broken glass plate.
And then everything breaks and goes down, and his face smashes off said concrete blocks.
Oh, look, you can see his teeth coming out.
Yep, that's enough of that.
He's eating corn on the cob with no teeth.
He's eating corn on the cob with no teeth.
He'll make some guy very happy in jail one day.
Right? Oh my gosh. Play stupid games. Oh, I can't. Oh my God. I can't.
I'm right. That was a broken plate he was holding to start with. That was ignorant.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. He was asking for that shit.
He was. All right. So this was an interesting story I came across, and I don't know. I think there's a lot now where people are always asking for tips. Tip, right? You go to get a cup of coffee, they have a tip cup. You go to, pick up food, they have a tip cup. Subway, they have a tip cup. Yeah, you're putting my food together for me, but I'm literally standing here waiting for you to make it. Unless I'm sitting at a table and you're bringing me shit, I don't want to tip all the time. I feel like there's way too much put into tipping. Now, this story is actually from a local restaurant in my area. So it's weird that I didn't hear about this, but it's from 2009. And I don't even know how I came across this, but I did. And I thought it was interesting, and I wanted to share it and get your opinions and stuff like that. So Bethlehem Township Police dropped theft charges against 2 college students who refused to leave a tip at a Lehigh Valley restaurant for what they said was lousy service. The 2 were hauled off to jail and charged with theft last month after they refused to pay a $16.35 mandatory service fee left by the Lehigh Pub on East 4th Street. The couple paid the $73.87 part of the bill, but did not pay the mandatory fee, so the total bill would have been $90.22. The pair, who ate at the now infamous pub with 6 other friends, claimed they waited more than an hour for their order. Pope claimed that she had to go to the bar to get herself drinks and pick up her own silverware. The Northampton County District Attorney said that her and her friends were right and recommended to the Bethlehem Police that the charges against the couple be dropped. It would not be the kind of case that would be processed criminally, the district attorney told the paper. It was one of those matters that should be processed civilly.
Right.
Yeah. They were interviewed by media outlets across the country, which is weird because, again, I never heard of this. And she is grateful to be vindicated and looks forward to her day in court. It's been 6 days. It shouldn't take this long. The case captured national attention and brought into question whether customers should pay a tip regardless of the level of service they receive. I'm going to say that, okay, so it is a group of 6. And usually groups over a certain amount will have have the tip added into the bill. It's on the menu. Yes, your service, it sucks. I don't always, but here's the thing. I hate when they leave the tip on, because if you add a tip to my bill, I'm only paying that. I mean, sometimes maybe I'll give a little extra, but if you're going to force me to pay a specific tip, that's all you're getting. I don't like that mandatory tip because I'm actually a really good tipper. I tip really well when I go out, especially if I have really good service. If my service is bad, I'm making a big stink about it. But for $16.35, if you have really shitty service, I see not paying it. I've already left a penny. Actually, the one time I didn't even leave a tip on the table. I wrote a note and told the girl, you need to have a better attitude. And this is why you get 0. I'd have left you a penny, but then I thought maybe you thought I would forget. I would forgot to tip you because she was so horrible. And she was screaming at her boss about how she didn't want to be there and stuff. And I'm like, then just don't show up for work or walk out. Don't stand there and throw a temper tantrum. Well, I don't know how old she was, but still, you don't want to be here, then leave. Don't stand here and make everybody else's experience really bad. And I wrote a note and put it on the table and left. I didn't leave her a tip or anything. I paid my bill and that's all I paid. So what do you think about these mandatory tips that they put on to bills?
Look, normally I leave cash on the table because I know if you pay with the card that it gets taxed. So I leave cash on the table. I'm going to tell you right now that their bill was $76.
Yeah.
I'd have tipped $50 cash. But if I dropped it on the table and I walked over there to pay and I see that bullshit, I'm walking back over there and picking it up. Because if you think that's all she deserves, then fuck it. I ain't giving her no more.
$76 or $16 on a $70 bill is a little, it's about 20%. So they're charging you 20%. Normally on a $70 bill, I'd probably tip $20. I don't tip 50. That's a lot. You're a better tipper than I am.
Yeah,
and it depends. I've already had really good service where I only had a $20-some. My check was only like $25 and I tipped $20 because the woman was amazing. So I guess I could do that.
Look, I'm different because my family owned 2 restaurants. So I seen it in a different light. I worked in a few restaurants. I seen it in a different light. So yeah, as long as I can afford to do it, I'm a big tipper. But if you're shitty service, you may not get nothing just because I don't believe in that. You know, how hard is it to fill a fucking glass?
Right. You're right.
Now, if they're super busy, I'm a lot forgivable about that as long as you see them moving around.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. I'm the same way. Like I know we were out one time. I don't remember which. I think it was like a barbecue place, and the girl was taking forever to come back to us. But it was weird because I had gone up to go to the bathroom at one point, and I saw her at a table taking an order that was like way across the restaurant from where we were, and I'm like, why would they give her tables? I don't know if she had a fill-in because maybe something happened or whatever, but she's got us all the way in this back room. And so it's like this back room and then another room and then a bar area and then another room. And she's all the way over here in the other room doing stuff. And we're all the way in the back room. And I'm like, that poor girl. No wonder it's taking her forever to come back to us. So I don't know how that situation played out. Like I said, it could have been an issue where
somebody could have been on break, anything.
It was a break and she was trying to help out, or maybe somebody wasn't feeling good and went home or whatever. But I was like, this poor girl's running ragged. She came back so apologetic so many times. And I was like, you know what? We're just going to give her a break. She's trying her hardest. She's just, the cards are stacked against her. But we still didn't wait. I mean, we didn't wait an hour for our food, even though this restaurant gets so packed. You have to make reservations or you're not getting in. Damn. If you don't have a reservation, you just don't get in. You can sit at the bar, and even then, sometimes the bar is packed. You can't even get to the bar. So it's a really good place.
We definitely don't have any restaurants anywhere that I've ever been to like that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we have them. We have them all the time. So this is a video I found, and well, I'm just going to present it to you, and then we can talk about it. How about that? All right, are you ready? Okay. I thought I could make it bigger. There I go. And play.
Gruesome death of a Connecticut woman just 3 days after Katie Linney's body was found chopped up into dozens of pieces. Her death has now officially been ruled a suicide. Officers entered Ms. Linney's home at approximately 12:30 a.m., where they found 59 pieces of her remains scattered throughout the bedroom, kitchen, and garage, leading authorities to conclude this was a, quote, open and shut case of suicide by dismemberment.
Damn.
This is a joke in case people don't get it. Yeah.
The sad part is I could believe that I have some shit in my police department at home in Springfield, Tennessee. I really could.
Well, but if you think about it, look at some of the stories that come out about some people that were associated with certain government officials, Hillary and Obama, that have had weird, mysterious deaths, but they rank them as accidental or suicide. So, you know, it is what it is.
Upon entering the residence garage, responding officers located Miss Linney's disembodied head in the trunk of the deceased vehicle. This is when it became immediately clear that Miss Linney had tragically taken her own life.
I saw that and I'm watching it. I thought at first it said CNN, but it's ONN for Onion News. And Onion News is like it's a channel specifically for it's a spoof channel. And
tragically taking her own life when they found her head in the trunk.
It's like that. What was that movie? Anger Management, is it, or something, where they're like, how did you get out of jail so quick? Oh, the star witness killed himself. Yeah, he stabbed himself in the back 5 times and threw himself off a bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that. Well, I think we have one more thing I wanted to discuss. And this is, I have to read all of the comments on this. So the question was, tell me the craziest weight loss advice you've ever heard. I'm talking absolutely unhinged. So, Robert, do you have that you can think about if you don't know anything off the top of your head? But
all garlic diet.
Oh my God. Why?
Yeah. I don't know. There was a lady that worked at Lowe's that was doing that in the office, and her coworkers complained because, like, she was literally sweating garlic, but she lost a shitload of weight really fast.
I'm going to tell you, there was a guy I used to work with when I used to work at a bank, and he used to eat a clove of garlic once a week for health reasons. He used to always like, it clears my blood, blah, blah, blah. And everybody, because I was friends with him, a lot of other people didn't really like him that much. I thought he was a riot. I loved him. We used to have so much fun. And they're just come up to me and they're like, or they'd message me and be like, hey, could you go ask him to close his door? He's reeking again today. And I just walk back and I'd be like, you stink, and close it and walk away. Because I had that relationship with him.
Right.
But, so this is one from Paige Nicole. A girl I met in college ate cotton balls when she was hungry. She said they made her fill up for a long time until she had a blockage.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you can't even get that shit out of the Tylenol bottle and you're going to fucking swallow it.
Yep.
Good Lord.
Right. The cabbage soup diet. Have you ever tried that?
No, but I've heard a lot of people. I mean, I like cabbage, but I don't know if I could go on a full-blown cabbage diet.
Imagine eating cabbage soup for like 2 meals every day. The gas that you would have. Oh my God, no way. Yeah. I'd be in the bathroom shitting you like, whoop, shit.
You'd have to pin the covers to the bed.
There was a grapefruit diet. I remember back in the 90s that was popular. I did try it, but I can only handle so much grapefruit because it's very acidic, and it was just like killing my stomach. I couldn't, which is weird because I used to eat stuff so spicy that like people around me couldn't sit near me. But yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
When I was a kid, my mom put me on a diet, and it started every morning with grapefruit. And then she put me on Slim Fast when Slim Fast first come out. You remember that? This was before they made it in a can. You had to buy it like baby formula and make your own shake.
Yep.
And hell, I was like 8 or 10, something like that, when she put me on this shit. Well, she worked during the day, and she'd have me to stay with this neighbor lady down the road. And she was one of these old Southern women. You wasn't coming to her house and not eating something. And she would be like, well, you ain't gonna make a liar out of me. You drank that shake because your mama wants you to drink it, but a growing boy needs more food than that. And then she would set out this giant goddamn spread, and I could eat whatever I wanted. You know, I gained like 20 pounds that summer. Mama was so pissed off. It was funny as hell.
Well, here's your next diet. I have it for you. This is how you're going to lose weight, okay? So this guy says that when he was in his 20s, him and his girlfriend met a wealthy realtor. They were both a little chubby at the time, and he said, if you move in with me, I will give you Coke and buy you treadmills, and that's how you can lose weight.
Fuck yeah. You know, I mean, that's the thing. If you've been watching the news, you're seeing Coke bust all over the place. Coke's making a comeback, people. Jump on that train. Woo, woo. Let's lose some fucking weight. Throw that Ozempic out the window. That shit's bad for you. You know how much Coke you can get for what you're spending on Ozempic?
Yeah.
You'll be a lot fucking happier, I promise.
Oh, yeah. Here's the Courtney one in the comments of this video says, you're only overweight because you think you're overweight. If you think you're in shape, you're in shape. That is the gayest thing I've ever heard.
That's bullshit. I'm fat and slow, and I'm working on not being that way.
Oh my God. In junior high school, my teacher told me if I wanted to lose weight, I should chew my food, but don't swallow it, spit it out. I was only 12. Holy shit. No, that's wrong.
I'm telling you, some of these kids and myself grew up in an era that was unforgiving to be overweight.
It was. I was not as obese as I was. When I was in school, I was, up until a certain point, I was a skinnier kid. But as I developed super early, I started gaining weight here and there. And then by high school, so my dad was like super protective of me. So when I was young, I was out playing with the boys. I didn't even care about Barbies or anything like that. I just wanted to play football. We would do army. We would play fort. I was a very active child. So I was super skinny. Right. And when I hit like not fourth grade, I started getting boobs in like second grade. But by fourth grade, I had gotten my period. And then my dad was just like, he didn't want the boys tackling me. And because we played tackle football, we weren't playing no pussy football. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I came home bruised up and beat up and stuff because we tackled. And my dad's like, I don't want the boys doing this. I don't want and he kept me away from doing all that. And then I was stuck in the house all the time. What do? You just sit around. I liked reading and stuff, but still I wanted to be outside playing. And yeah, my dad kind of got weird about that. Like, we're 7, 8 years old, 9 years old. We're not thinking about sex. We're just playing. But my dad got really weird about it. But anyway,
it's that age group. I mean, that's just the way things were, you know. And even when you go further back, it's even more. Certain age, you just don't play with the boys no more. But
see, that's the thing. I only really had boys in my neighborhood. The only girl that was really close to me was 2 houses up, but she was like 5 or 6 years older than me. She didn't want to play with me. And then the girl that was about my age, her mom had a bakery, so she didn't get to come out and play as often because she had to help her mom in the bakery. So it was basically me and like 6 boys.
Damn. So you didn't have a choice if you wanted to play.
If I wanted to play, I had to either walk 2.5 miles to my friend's house, or I had to play with the boys. Well, I played with the boys. So
I don't know. I guess I was pretty skinny until I hit puberty. And then I was like 5'11", 285 in the 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the football coaches love me.
Well, yeah. All right, so we have another one. The cayenne pepper maple syrup lemon juice cocktail fast. That is a lot of shit all together, isn't it?
That is a lot going on for sure.
When I was 11, I was told to eat naked in front of a mirror. What the fuck?
See, that's some old school shit that's been handed down between moms, you know? Nobody does that without it being done to them.
My mother lost 70 pounds eating only canned green beans. I visited her one time and there was nothing but green beans in her cabinet. I mean, I like green beans. I'm not fond of canned because they're too mushy, but where's your protein? Where are your other nutrients?
I can say this. I died at one time 1,000 calories a day, and I learned really quick what I could eat and how much I could eat. And you can eat a whole can of green beans, and there's only 90 calories in the fucking can.
But you can't just eat green beans. You have to have something else with it. You should have a protein, a lean protein.
Technically, that's not true.
No?
If you're wanting to really lose weight, I mean, you don't have to do like the Atkins thing. So just eating green beans and it sounded like she was overweight by several pounds, but just eating green beans would still throw your body into shock. So it would turn eating all that fat. According to
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I mean, of course she could lose weight that she obviously did, but I'm talking about health-wise. You should still have certain metrics when you're losing weight. So, I mean, so people who, like, I used to be a volume eater. I would eat a lot at one time. So you want to make sure that you're eating things that are low in calorie, but are also going to satiate you. So I would eat. But I ended up because I had lost like 90 pounds. I gained like 60 of it back, which sucks. But fuck COVID, because everybody got scared and I was stuck in the house and I was bored and I was baking. And that's how I gained it all back, because I learned to bake, but then I had to eat it because who's going to eat it? I can't take it anywhere. Everybody was afraid to let anybody in their house. But, and maybe I shouldn't have taken baking as a hobby, but I was watching like this kids baking championship. And I'm like, if these kids can make this, I could make it too. And of course, that's how that whole thing got started. But anyway, but yeah, you want to eat vegetables, but you have to have the protein also. You should have the protein. And make sure you're balancing what you're doing, not just relying on eating a lot of volume for low calories so you can lose weight, because I'm sorry, there's going to have to be some type of issue that's going to arrive after a certain time. And don't forget, your muscles need the protein. They need some type of protein. If you're not getting any protein, you could lose muscle mass, and that's almost worse than being, you know what I mean? You're going to need to be able to feed your muscles.
Yeah. That's true, but people fast all the time for like 40 days and shit.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that. And I've actually seen people, there was somebody I know that didn't eat anything solid for 10 days. They just lived on Himalayan salt and water. And I was like, I couldn't do that. They're like, after like the first day or two, you don't even realize you're not eating anymore. It's like your body just doesn't get hungry.
Yeah, like, your body. What happens is your body takes over and starts eating all the stored fat.
Yeah, and I'm like, I wonder if I could do that without. But I don't want to go that long either. But
we were just talking about this in Zoom the other day. My old boss, he was big on fasting, and he was telling me a lot about it. And a guy he knows that kind of coached him along. Not only did he fast to the point to where he lost huge amounts of weight, but he pushed the brink to see how much further he could go, and his body consumed like moles and shit on his skin.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like the blemishes and stuff just disappeared.
Wow. That's kind of crazy.
It is. I didn't even know that was possible, but he said in fasting, you can.
There's a guy on Facebook. I think it's on Facebook. I'd have to look up his name, but he is a very big, like 600-pound guy, and he is determined to lose weight. So he is doing a fasting where he is just taking, now he's under a doctor's care, but he is taking supplemental vitamins and drinking a ton of water and zero food. No food at all. And he was like 3 months in. 3 months in, zero food.
According to them people that do Naked and Afraid, you ever seen that show?
My husband watches it, but
well,
yes.
They claim for every 50 pounds you're overweight, you can survive 30 days just off of body fat as long as you have water.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. So why you think I've been fucking around with fasting? But I can't make it 2-3 days. I have to eat something in there somewhere. My stomach hurts so bad no matter how much water I drink.
Yeah.
But I smoke a lot of pot. I'm just going to be honest. And the shit makes you fucking hungry. I don't care what you get. Mm-hmm. So I end up like Tony Soprano a lot. I stand in the refrigerator and eat cold cuts because, you know, I mean, that don't have no calories and shit in it. Carbs, nothing like that.
I was trying to look, but I can't find the video of this guy. And it's weird because he randomly pops up in my videos all the time. And I remember he was like 90 some days in without any food. And he was down like I don't know if it was 200 pounds. It was close to 200 pounds, I think. And I'm like, holy shit. But he was like 600 some pounds when he started. So, and he's still walking. He's walking. He's doing all that stuff. I can't find it. I really thought that would pop up really quick. But it's not coming up.
I'm 287 as of today. I'd like to be around 220.
How much have you lost so far?
Since I started trying, I went from 305 to 287.
That's good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
If I had an applause sound,
I tend to lose weight pretty quick when I try, though.
Well, here's one more that we're going to go for you. We're going to do this last because this is from an old Vogue magazine. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So in the morning, if you eat this for 3 days straight, you will lose up to 5 pounds. Okay.
Okay.
Breakfast is 1 egg hard boiled, a cup of black coffee, and a glass of white wine, dry, preferably Chablis. Okay.
Okay.
Lunch, 2 eggs, hard boiled is best, but poached is okay. Black coffee and 2 glasses of white wine.
Okay.
Dinner is a 5-ounce steak grilled with black pepper and lemon juice. And then you have another cup of black coffee and you drink the remainder of the bottle of wine.
Damn. So the secret is to stay drunk. I like that. All right.
I mean, if it didn't have to be super dry white wine, I might actually try that because I do like wine. And
I'll try it, but I'm gonna substitute wine for beer.
A bottle. Can you get dry beer?
I don't know.
Well, well, anyway, I would like to thank everybody who joined us on After Dark tonight. Thank you, Robert, for showing up. And I hope Erica and Rusty are better and can join us next week. And if you have any comments, you can email us, realbeaverafterdark@gmail.com. We're on Twitter @beaverafterdark. And if you like the show, please share it. And until next week,